So my last one is going to be shout out to Candyman, Candyman, man, and Candyman was significant for slashers. He's probably one of the most well-known black slashers. I don't think there's many of them out there, you know, from these kind of films. And he's also a supernatural slasher, and he's also a slasher that you've got to be bothering to really be threatened by, you know. So it's kind of cool. I love how this story is a play on the old Bloody Mary game that we used to play in school. You know, you go in the bathroom and or you cut the lights out and you say Bloody Mary 3 times. Man, we used to do that at school. Hit that light switch while somebody was at the urinal, blah, 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 and roll out of they must be coming in, pulling their pants up, like because it was just such a scary thing. Yes. So for them to make a film based off of this, I think Candyman, you got to say his name 5 times, which is crazy. But maybe that was a safeguard. So just by talking about him, you don't invoke him. But I love the setup of that. So and what ends up happening, I love the fact that he doesn't usually get you right away. No. It's like, you know, you're like, oh, this don't work. The next thing you know, you chilling a couple hours later or a day or 2 later, and you're minding your business, and all of a sudden, my man comes up. He's got a crazy hook for a hand. Which is interesting, man. Like I love when the slasher has a tortured background, you know, and I think he qualifies as this, man, because you know you feel bad for the victims a little bit, but his origin makes him a little bit sympathetic. You know, he was a slave, and you know he was an artistic slave, and he ended up getting involved with one of these slave owners' daughter, who commissioned him to do some work for them, and they found out and they tortured him to death, you know, covered him in bees and honey, and cut off his drawing arm that he used to write, which ends up being replaced with like a hook, like a dock worker's hook, you know, when he comes back, when he you know, manifests as his ghost, you know, and it's crazy, man. I really love it though, because like I said, man, you know that you know, the way this film's set up, there's a legend, there's a person investigating it, and they get caught up in it and end up invoking him, but then it becomes a thing where everyone she encounters about it, they're skeptics about it, and they're just joking, oh Candyman, saying a name, and then he pops up and it starts taking these people out, and what's crazy about it, it's like a gruesome death, yo. It looks painful. It don't look like man, like the slasher deaths, like they kind of trip me out because they are the worst. Like if you just showed up and shot me in the head, I was like, all right, it's gonna suck. I ain't living no more. But at least it's quick and it's painless. But these, man,
don't cut my stomach and then pull my intestines out and jump rope
and
with
be
it,
poking it and jiggling it. Like
I'm gonna cut you in the armpit and watch you bleed.
Not only am I stabbing you, but I'm twisting it and like
they are vicious, maiming individuals.
It's crazy, man. But I think he's one of the more interesting slashers. Like I said, man, that supernatural element. It reminds me of people like you know, like Pinhead, and you know, later on we get Freddy Krueger, who has a similar kind of supernatural origin where there's only a certain plane that you can engage them on. And but Candyman, like I said, I find it interesting that you've got to provoke him, you've got to invoke him to cause harm in your life. He's not taken out. Maybe. No, you know what? I was thinking about that. Remember in the Candyman where the friend, the black chick, she gets taken out, and she was right there with homegirl doing this shit in the mirror too. It's you know, so it's like,
and that's the thing about Candyman too, is like you said, you have to invoke him. But with this particular individual, he starts to have a crush on her. He's like trying to get that old thing back. Like he starts getting
that
feelings
too, man.
of her the same as he had back when
she reminds him of the woman that he lost his life for.
In turn, what he's doing is that he wants to kind of like make everybody in our world feel like she's the one who's doing all the killing. He's almost like using her as a puppet. You know?
Because if she dies, she gets closer to joining him. Because now that I remember that her boss, he didn't say the Candyman stuff, and he got.
Yeah, my man was waiting for him in the car garage.
He just didn't believe it, you know. He just didn't believe it, and I was but I love this guy, man. It's an interesting setup, and I love when the slashers are also built upon lore that we've already got in real life. Like I said, like the Bloody Mary story. So this is a cool one, man. Candyman OG.